What's up guys, I'm randomfrankp, back with episode 86 of Room Tour Project, the series where we show off the best gaming setups. Our special guest is going to be Optimum Tech. You might not have heard of him before, but I'm really digging his channel. Got a great setup as well, so we're going to have him on today. And as always, check the description down below for all the products and gear you see. I have it listed down there for you, as well as the link to the giveaways going on over on the Nice app where you can win a ton of great stuff for free, so check the description. But let's start off episode 86. First, we got Kurtis here, and he's hitting us with the quadruple display, all nicely mounted here on a nice wooden desk. And I think everybody right now is collectively saying, damn, this is a nice setup. So taking a closer look, his bottom three monitors are from Asus, the VC239H, and that top overhead here is from LG. It is a 32-inch monitor. They're each on their own wall bracket with an LED light strip behind to give it some glow. Now when taking a look at his peripherals, his keyboard there, which he has his own name engraved in, is the Cooler Master Storm Mech in white. And that's going to be paired with his MSI Interceptor RGB mouse, and they are both on the Optimum Extended Extra Large mouse pad. I definitely like the white keyboard, which can be matching your sort of color theme and your PC case. And for audio, you can see along his desk he has the Logitech Z506 5.1 speaker setup as well. And then before we move on to his PC, you can see on top of the case he has the HTC Vive headset with the controllers there mounted on the wall. Gotta love some VR. Inside the NZXT H440 case, he has an Intel i5 4690K CPU with the NZXT Kraken X41 liquid cooler. That's on an MSI Z97S Crate Edition motherboard, 16 gigs of HyperX Fury RAM, and an MSI 970. But he's got an RGB light strip inside his PC as well to match all the components and to give it a nice green glow. Overall, taking his setup's aesthetic to the next level. And that's exactly what this setup is, next level. So great job, Kurtis. This is very clean and organized, and probably every gamer's dream. Next up, we have a dual setup here, and I want you guys to take a wild guess at what their favorite company is gonna be. It's gotta be Corsair. Nah, they are definitely spreading the love to Asus with a ton of the peripheral and gear, and even those Asus logo posters hanging above the setups as well, but it doesn't end there. And they even got the Asus ROG logo in this kind of custom modded light panel above this setup that's really gonna just take it to that Asus dedication point. So we'll start off with a quick overview on the setup to the left. And that one, well, first off, they're both going to be featuring the Asus ROG PG348Q monitor. This one, obviously, with the solo choice. And into the peripherals, they have the Asus ROG Claymore keyboard with the Logitech G900 mouse on the Asus ROG Sheath mouse pad. And then for audio, got the Asus ROG Centurion headset. So lots and lots and lots and lots of Asus. And you're still going to hear it about 50 more times. And I believe this PC is kept under the desk, which is a shame because it's looking really nice inside. He has the i7 6850K CPU with an Asus Strix GTX 1080 Ti and some Trident-Z RGB RAM with the RGB lights, so definitely a flashy and colorful PC. And now we have this setup to the right, which is going to feature, like I said earlier, the same monitor there, but the peripherals are going to be switched up just a tad. We got the Asus ROG GK2000 keyboard, but coupling that with the Asus ROG Gladius mouse and the Asus ROG Sheath mouse pad is going to complete the ROG trifecta. But for audio, it gets switched up a little bit because they got the Bose Companion 5 speaker setup here. But that's okay, because into the PC, which again is that beautiful Corsair Crystal 570X case, they have an i7 7700K CPU with an Asus Strix 1080, some more RGB fans, and RGB RAM from Corsair. Alright, so definitely a one-of-a-kind dual battle station here. I know I'm digging it just as much as they're digging Asus. I'm sure Asus is digging them. So now we have another quadruple monitor setup here, this one entirely a black and red theme. But damn, monitors for days in this episode. Taking a closer look at them, since they're not all the same, the two on the outside are the Asus PG279Q, with the center one being an Asus PG348Q, again just check down below, and that overhead is a 34-inch monitor from LG. Now as for the peripherals, we got the Razer Deathstalker Chroma keyboard with the Razer TARDIS Chroma gamepad, but the main mouse is going to be the Asus ROG Spatha mouse on a Razer Firefly RGB mousepad. And you know, with those four monitors, you probably got some crazy Elite Dangerous stuff going on. because he's also got the Thrustmaster Warthog joystick there, and for audio, we got the full setup from Logitech, the Z906 speaker system. And you know, of course, he has a crazy cool looking water-cooled beast of a PC. Inside the Corsair Obsidian 900D case is an Intel i7 6700K CPU with an Asus Maximus Formula 8 motherboard, 32 gigs of Corsair Dominator Platinum RAM, and dual Asus Poseidon 980 Ti's in SLI, plus some SSDs to make those games run quick. But damn, this is a nice looking water-cooled PC. Then on the left side of his desk, you can see if he wants to game on the go, he's got the Asus ROG 750 series laptop as well, using the Razer Epic Chroma mouse with that, but altogether a beast of a setup. This thing is definitely pretty cool. Great job with cable management as well, and those 4 displays are just killer. Now we got Simon here with a bedroom gaming setup, hitting us with that dual monitor in the stacked orientation, always near and dear to my heart, on a nice wooden desk as well. The bottom monitor there is an Asus MG248Q, with the top overhead being an HP compact monitor. I'm definitely digging the light strip behind the desk too, to kind of match his color theme with his wallpaper there. And then with the RGB peripherals, he's still matching it there. He's got the Corsair Gaming K70 Lux RGB keyboard with the Logitech G403 mouse on a HyperX extended mouse pad, of course, but like I said, all matching the RGB lights. And then for audio, got the HyperX Cloud 2 headset, a great option for the price. Chilling on a little soda bottle there as the headphone stand. And then getting into the PC, inside the NZXT S340 case, he has an Asus 1060, and that's all I have for specs, unfortunately. Okay. So Simon, I'm liking the stacked monitors here and the fact that you matched your RGB lights to all the colors in your setup here for that kind of like yellowish gold theme. Only recommendation would be to lock down that cable management job to make this one even better, but great job nonetheless.
Hey guys, Ali here from Optimum Tech. A huge thanks to randomfrankp for having me on the show, and here's my gaming and video editing setup as it stands now in 2017. So first things first, the desk I'm using is the IKEA Mickey desk, which you can pick up for around $110 US. It's 142 centimeters by 50 centimeters, comes with 2 drawers, and my favorite part, a cable management section hidden underneath. And before you guys roast me on my cable management, I also use the desk to film on and don't want to drill any holes in it just yet. For audio, I'm rocking the Philips Fidelio X2s, which for $300, I can't talk highly enough of these headphones. They're extremely comfortable, have very good bass response, and are open back, which is going to give them that nice wide soundstage. Luckily, the X2s don't require an amp to power them, so I've got these plugged into the Rode NT USB desktop microphone, which I use for all of my video voiceovers and for chat when gaming, and it's what you're listening to right now. The audio quality on this is pretty exceptional, and although it is a little pricey, for most people wanting to pick up a desktop microphone, it's definitely worth the extra cash. Now, let's take a look at the centerpiece of the setup and my most recent addition, the Acer X34 Predator. I don't know about you guys, but when I'm gaming, I like to feel completely immersed in whatever it is I'm playing, and there's no better way to do that than with a 34-inch ultra-wide gaming monitor at a high refresh rate and pixel density. And I'm sure Frank will back me up on that one. The panel is also IPS, 10-bit, with 100% sRGB coverage, which is definitely important for people who take content creation seriously. The keyboard I'm using is the K65 Lux RGB gaming keyboard from Corsair, which has Cherry MX red switches. The compact size allows it to fit between the X34 Predator's stand and means that I'm not banging my mouse into the side of it while gaming. Speaking of which, I'm using the Logitech G502 Proteus Spectrum. With an extremely responsive optical sensor, customizable weight, and programmable buttons, I absolutely love this mouse and don't plan on replacing it anytime soon. Both the keyboard and mouse are resting on the glorious extended mouse mat. For around $30, you can't go wrong here, and I'd highly recommend it. Now let's talk about my pride and joy, which is powering the entire setup, my mini ITX PC, Fusion 1. It's running a delitted i7 7700K, a GTX 1070, and 16GB of DDR4 RAM. If you want to see the full system specs, you can check that out on my channel. For lighting, I'm going for a sort of warm feel with a purple bias on the side, and I feel like this lighting overall just puts me in a good mood for productivity and gaming. This is achieved by an RGB light strip behind the monitor and a LifeX LED smart light bulb, which you can fully customize via Wi-Fi. Lastly, in the drawer, I've got my 2015 13-inch Retina MacBook Pro, a 3TB external hard drive, and your typical desk necessities. And of course, you know I'm rocking that plant. So guys, that pretty much wraps up the entire setup. A huge thanks again to randomfrankp for having me on the show. Back to you, man.
Alright guys, that'll do it for episode 86 of Room Tour Project. I hope you enjoyed, and a big shout out to Optimum Tech for having his setup featured on this episode. I'll put his channel link in the description down below, as well as all the products you saw, have them all listed down there for you, and the giveaways going on over on the Nice app. Make sure you download that. You can watch all my videos on the channel early for free and get entered in weekly giveaways, so great stuff going on. If you like this episode, definitely give it a big thumbs up to show your support. Feel free to follow me on Twitter at randomfrankp. And lastly, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Well, I'm Random Frank P. Hope you enjoyed. Happy Easter.